Most business owners believe their website is their sales tool. It's not. A website and a sales page serve completely different functions. A website represents your business. It builds credibility, explains who you are, and gives visitors options. But buying decisions don't need options. They need direction. Websites are built for exploration. Sales pages are built for action. A website says, here's our company. A sales page says, here's why you should act. Without a guided journey, visitors skim, click around, and leave. No momentum means no conversion. A sales page exists for one reason: to move someone from interest to commitment in one uninterrupted flow. So when someone says, I already have a website, the real question is it designed to explain or to close? Because if it's built to explain, it's not a sales page. And if it's not a sales page, it's not built to convert. Expecting a website to sell like a sales page is like expecting a brochure to close a deal. It was never built for that.
Welcome to the SandboX. Most business owners think that a website is enough. It's the same thing I thought when I started my career in the financial industry. It looks good. We put a lot of time and money into the development of the website. It looks exactly how I want it to, and it represents my brand. But here's the question. Is it built to inform or is it built to convert? Because those two thoughts are completely different and opposing. And I thought, just having a button, call to action, book an appointment on the website was enough to where my website was my sales squeeze page. So why isn't a website enough, especially after all the money we put into it?
Well, because a website and a sales page are two totally different things. A website, it's built for exploration. It's your brand. A sales page is designed for one thing, the desired reaction. It's one primary objective, and it's a predictable conversion.
It's really, really challenging to meet with clients and advisors and try and help them kind of make this paradigm shift, because after putting so much into a website and we really try and optimize it to get people to take action and schedule an appointment with us, I'm still trying to figure out why a sales squeeze page is so much different and has such a higher conversion than just a simple, really good website landing page.
Because you're speaking to one audience with one offer, and a website has multiple different offers. There's about us, there's, learn more, there's discovery. It's not the thing you want to sell, which is an appointment on your calendar.
But my fear is if you build a sales squeeze page with a singular objective, am I going to lose am I going to narrow down my audience and lose the collateral of different audiences? Am I making it too narrow where I'm going to exclude people and I'm going to lose opportunities?
Well, no, because you want to exclude people. You want to speak to that one audience. But if you want...
That's hard to say to a business owner.
Right. So then they need multiple sales pages for multiple audiences.
Okay.
And you drive a specific funnel of traffic to that one page. Plus, for instance, if you're talking to military veterans, that's one audience. That's going to be a completely different message for a page. Stay-at-home moms are a completely different audience, different message, different page.
That sounds like a lot of work. I mean, a lot of time and money went into building the website to begin with. So now adding specific sales squeeze pages is a whole nother project. There's got to be so much value, Brian, in adding these sales squeeze pages that is so far and above what a traditional landing a homepage website will do.
Well, think of it this way. If you're going to put out all this time and effort on social media and to get an audience and you send them to your website isn't built to convert that traffic.
Then what's it built for?
It's built for discoverability. It's built for SEO. It's built for Google. But if you're going to run paid ads or you're going to run paid or organic traffic to a website that has 15 different buttons for them to click, they're going to bounce. If they don't have a headline that says, this is the thing that I'm looking for and the answer to my problem, which you've sent an ad to that person that says, this is your problem, here's the solution, go to my page.
Okay, but what about in our industry for over 40 years? The number one marketing and advertising solution has been workshops, dinner workshops, educational workshops. And
how are those working for you?
They're actually the dominant force at providing leads. So no, they're working great. That's why it's been the staple, the cornerstone of marketing and advertising in our industry. So to get people to consider some other lead magnet with a sales squeeze page, it's been so hit and miss and ineffective that people are really, our clientele are really skeptical about investing time and money. However, to do an effective workshop is going to cost anywhere between $5,000 and $10,000. And most of the conversion or persuasion happens inside a live workshop. So why add this extra element? Well, I mean, I can answer my own question with the one exception of the pandemic, where our company was completely shut down from live events and our only marketing was live events. So we put ourselves in a pickle. I do understand that, but I don't anticipate the pandemic to keep being on the horizon. Right. So again, why take the time and the money to invest into a funnel that ends in a sales squeeze page versus just doing the traditional workshop?
Because a sales page is going to do the work of a workshop. It could essentially replace the workshop. And the workshop is dependent on how well can that advisor close a room full of people.
What about doing both?
Both would be great. Both would be actually preferred.
What's the cost comparative to a workshop to get 20, 25 people there listening to the presentation versus let's say in our case in WealthViz, we do educational documentaries, which is kind of like the presentation at a workshop. What's the added benefit of doing a digital version cost-wise?
Well, cost-wise, it's going to be less expensive to get the traffic to that page. And if the page is done well with a proper message, it's going to convert. And the benefit is it's evergreen.
How much less expensive?
Fractions.
Okay.
Fractions. Because the money that you would spend to get a room full of people to a workshop is going to be thousands of dollars, but then then all the pressure ends up on the advisor to close that traffic.
That's true. And it took me and my brother-in-law.
And it's very expensive to learn how to close a room full of people.
It is true. My brother and I took 12 months and 12 workshops before we turned a profit on workshops because we didn't know the formula on converting people into appointments and sales. So it did take us, like $65,000 and in 12 months to dial it in. So I can see the value in that because it's a very controlled script with a controlled close. We're using formulas that already have been proven to work. I do see that. So if I'm already spending $5,000 a month on workshops, and so you're saying fractional. So maybe a couple $1,000 I spend on building a funnel with a sales squeeze page and maybe some sort of either webinar or documentary film that represents the presentation of live. Is it an added benefit? In other words, if I do a sales page, a sales funnel versus a workshop versus both, what is is it the same? Do I get more advantage by having both than I do just having a sales squeeze page? Or do I have, and vice versa?
Well, they're two different things, because it's a sales page. To get someone to a live workshop, that's a heavy lift. That's why they're so expensive, because you have to ask people to leave their home, get a babysitter, or whatever, take care of the dog, go and spend an hour in a room, or they can watch a digital presentation from the comfort on their phone in their living room. And if you can put all the elements of a workshop into a mini documentary like we're building with the SandboX
Sales funnel
that educates, entertains, and persuades, and you put that on and drive them to a sales page that's built for one thing. It's to answer all their questions, close the sale, or not close the sale, but close them on booking an appointment for a 20-minute phone call.
Yeah.
And you've given them, it builds trust, it builds authority, it answers, frequently asked questions, there's testimonials, there's case studies, and there's all these things that you can't necessarily do in a live workshop.
I do see some synergy from the pandemic. I do see the value of diversification.
And a lot of people had to shift really fast.
So although we don't entirely agree on everything, it is a great debate. Different philosophies, different strategies, but same goal. What we all want, which is conversion. We want appointments on the calendar to give us the best possible chance of creating sales. So because whether you prioritize branding, which we all get egotistically hung up on as financial advisors, reputation, branding, ego, that sort of thing, prioritizing funnels versus presentations versus education, it's really kind of an argument between authority or an automated, proven formula that's digitized that you can't deviate from.
Yeah, and it's intentional.
Okay, I will buy that. So after the break, we're going to be bringing you 3 finalists from the SandboX, 3 different proposals, 3 different approaches to building a sales squeeze page optimized for conversion so that you can see exactly what Brian's talking about. The question is simple, though. Did they build a website or did they build a sales funnel?
We'll find out.
And that's the debate. We'll find out after this break.
We all know the game. The endless scrolling. The generic cover letters sent into the void. The hope followed by the silence. That game ends today. In the SandboX, we don't care about your resume. We don't care about years of experience. We care about one thing: your potential. Each week, one of our finalists will be recognized for their hard work, creativity, and potential. We'll be awarding $100 cash just for showing up and being great. Dinner is on us. But it's not about the $100. It's about what comes next. Winning this bracket unlocks paid projects, real clients, real budgets, and for the best of the best, the final cut, a shot at a full-time contract with the WealthVids production team. No more chasing, just creating. Imagine what winning could mean for you. Spend more time with family and friends and less time chasing gigs and clients. More money, more freedom, and more opportunities. Go to wealthvids.com/sandbox right now to get started.
Welcome back. Now we move from debate to real world execution. Inside the SandboX, we challenged creators to design a sales squeeze page built for conversion. And I think that's, for me, probably the most compelling because it took me a year to figure out how to close a workshop in a persuasive enough way with enough value to convert enough people in the room to get a return on my investment of how much money I spent to get all those people in the room. There's nothing worse than going home and thinking, man, I paid $5,000, got 20 people, and only 2 people scheduled an appointment.
Yeah.
So there's where you got me.
And a sales page is working for you 24/7.
Okay. That's a great point. And I didn't even think about that. The fact that the workshop truly is a one and done.
And it's labor intensive.
One and done.
Yep.
So I get that. So let's take a look at our 3 finalists who created sales squeeze pages and get your opinion on, is it a website or is it a sales page? Now, in this particular episode, we actually are using our existing staff who we threw this challenge at them. And so we're going to be showing you 3 sales squeeze pages that our staff built, but we really ran a competition for and allowed them to build these pages. Just want to get your feedback. So let's take a look at the first contestant, which is Marie, who built our Wealth Vids client-facing sales funnel that basically spells out all the value of building a documentary sales funnel with a squeeze page.
Yes.
Okay. So we'll take a look here. And all right. So,
and there's the headline right there. So that's the benefit you get from a sales page, because when you're driving traffic to a web page, that headline needs to give them exactly the reason they're there and to affirm that they're on the right page.
so did she do that?
Yeah. 24/7 revenue generating platform.
Okay. So this particular sales page is meant to help business owners see the value of building what we're talking about, the sales funnel with the sales squeeze page.
Yes.
Right. Okay. And your process is a 2-step funnel, a educational, entertaining, persuasive presentation, whether it's a webinar, documentary, whatever it is, right?
Yes.
And then the sales funnel is the conversion tool that drives them to perform an action that you want them to.
Yeah.
So what I like here is above the fold. I could make my entire decision based on the title, the sales video, which it looks like it's 3 minutes long.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, we're not going to watch that live on camera, but you and I did get a chance to watch this beforehand. And then the call to action.
Yep.
Noticing there's no navigation on top. Like, I can't go anywhere. What if I want to see prices? What if I want to see about the...
Nope. You're forcing the audience to have one decision and one decision only. It's either schedule an appointment or leave.
Okay. All right. Let's look at segment 2.
Because you've said this before, when you confuse, you lose. And when there's buttons and text and links,
that is true.
All they have to do is click something to go to another page, and then they forget to go back to the thing that you wanted them to watch.
You get lost. You go down rabbit holes and you get lost.
Yes.
I get it. I didn't notice this until after our debate. Workshops are dead.
Yeah. Podcasts don't convert. Content won't allow the close.
The only thing, well, what stands out to me on this segment is I've hustled workshops and I've hustled podcasts. Now, I may disagree that workshops are dead because I don't believe that that's the case. However, they're leaning into...
But not every advisor loves and wants to do workshops.
I get it. I think what she's, when you said titles, like you need to have a specific audience and don't be afraid to detract people.
Yeah, if you want to
somebody who is like thriving in workshops is not, this headline, workshops are dead, is not going to resonate.
They might disagree.
But I tell you what, 75% of the advisors who have tried workshops have failed, spent a ton of money, and they're bitter and they're frustrated and they don't want to do another workshop ever again.
Right.
So that segment will resonate with...
Plus, workshops are hard sells. It's a hard sell.
Yes.
You feel almost like you have to sell.
Yeah.
Because the anxiety of spending all that time and money.
So in the next segment, she's talking about process. Well, she's talking about the advisors, or in this case, our company's process, right?
Yep.
Okay. So
how it works. So there's the formula. So anyone that's watched the documentary, their next question is, well, what do I have to do? What are the steps? And if you can lay out, here's the steps. So what you're doing is you're pre-framing the call. When you book an appointment, this is what you can expect. It's this, it's this, it's this. So you're already kind of building them up to what you're going to be talking about on your appointment.
And I like this, although, I mean, just my feedback. We're always trying to collaborate.
Mm-hmm.
The sandbox is a collaboration to elevate, right?
Mm-hmm.
I would, in just my perspective, try and simplify even more than this. I know when you cast your vision for the sales funnel, to me, it was really simple. It was like drive traffic to an educational, entertaining, persuasive presentation to a sales page. It was like 3 steps.
That's it.
3 steps always seems less overwhelming. This is 6 steps. And so this is great.
Well, the 6th step is the appointment. That's the desired outcome.
True.
So
That's true.
So 5 steps.
Okay.
It could be simplified. If it can be 3, that's even better.
Then, of course, testimonials. That's what we call social proof.
Yep. Social proof. You want testimonials, case studies, anything that you can provide your client to say, someone just like me in my situation got results.
Sure.
So therefore, I think I can get results.
I think we're all pretty familiar with social proof. On this section here, we start by building your AI content engine. I'm curious, why is it in kind of third person of like, not you do this, but we do this? What was the choice here, do you think, in her making that?
Because it's a done for you service.
Okay. So it's clarifying that it's not a collaborative do-it-yourself, that this is
we're going to
something
take
that
all
will...
the heavy lifting away from you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that overcomes an objection, because a lot of us are really busy. We don't want to I don't want to take another masterclass for $10,000 and do this myself.
No.
I'm already overwhelmed by all your recommendations. Anytime do yourself does overwhelm me. Okay. So next section, then we turn your message into a cinematic AI documentary. So this is really, I think, just unpacking I think these sections are unpacking the 6 steps.
Yes.
At least in my mind, that's what I'm seeing.
Yeah. So you give them the bullet points. Here's the steps. And if you want to go deeper, and a lot of people, they want to go deeper. You want to give them this is your opportunity to overcome their objections.
So they can, so they can understand
and build
the process.
a little bit of trust. And okay, I see where this is going.
Next, we build your custom AI assessment tool. What I like about this is when I first heard about the idea of the assessment tool, I wasn't sure about it because you've always preached, give them one thing, one offer. And although this is like in my world that I, for 10 years, been doing marketing. I've always thought soft offer, hard offer.
Mm-hmm.
The soft offer is like, just give me your email and you get this free thing.
Yeah, it's called, they call it a lead magnet. So
soft offer. Yeah. Okay.
So this is you want to be able to provide enough value. That's the other thing with a sales page that a website doesn't do. It doesn't give you any value. What do I get for spending my time watching this video and going through here? So the assessment tool is something that you can offer your clients when you're driving traffic to a page. It's the free giveaway. It's the bait to get their email or to get something. If some people do a booklet or some sort of checklist or whatever.
So now she's transitioning into the step of creating an AI sales video. To me, this feels like the 10-minute hard close on a live workshop or webinar where you're trying to convert people into appointments.
Mm-hmm.
So this makes sense to me. Feel free to jump in and give any feedback you want. I'm just going to kind of keep scrolling through this landing page. Obviously, these are proposals or submissions as they compete to be the creator of these. So, and then final section says, final section. Finally, we connect everything into a 24/7 client getting machine. I have a feeling that statement came from you.
Probably.
Because I heard you say that before, and maybe she heard you say that in a training in the Sandbox. And
yeah, I mean, I've done a lot of work in various businesses doing lead generation, and that's what you want, is a sales page that is a client getting machine. And all you have to do is funnel enough traffic with the right message, pre-frame them into what it is that you're going to be presenting, and then the sales page does the rest.
Yeah. The final section is a repeat of the process, and I was a little bit like, why is she repeating the process that was listed above?
Mm-hmm.
But what I liked about it, when I really took a close look, is that it's interactive.
Yeah, that's super cool.
Earlier, why the assessment tool? I asked you about that. The assessment tool does invite somebody in to engage, like, show us that you're engaged, that you're interested.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this too, clicking through the sales process where you have to click to see the whole thing.
Yeah, it's fun. It has some engagement.
Yeah. So I think there's some value there. I don't know if it's necessary.
Not necessary, but it's a nice to have.
Okay. So anything missing from this page that I know you're gonna be teaching in the next segment, like best practices. Is there anything here that you say you would recommend adding to this page?
Scroll back up. Oh yeah, so if you notice, there's the buttons all the way through it.
Correct.
So you always want to just remind people as they're scrolling down here, this is the CTA. Here's another, book my appointment.
Now, are all of those buttons going to the same place?
Yes.
Okay.
Because it's a sales page, they only have one choice. Click the button or leave.
All right, so let's move to the next submission from Emma. This is to a sales squeeze page.
This is our SandboX website.
Yeah, so this is to convince people to join be
We're looking
content
for creators. Yeah, creators who want to participate in the SandboX and get an opportunity to have a career in content creation with WellFids.
It's interesting, turn your AI skills into paid client work. Almost seems to be a similar pitch to advisors who are trying to generate clients to help them earn money. And this is kind of the same page. You're helping creators earn money.
Yes. Get a
Save money.
That's what everyone wants, right? Everyone wants to make more money.
It taps into the...
I mean, let's just say it. It's like, everyone wants more money.
No, I want to be a missionary and give it all away.
Yeah, it's like,
I'm not making any slight at missionaries, by the way, because I absolutely...
Yeah, we all have to feed our family. We can't do charity work forever.
Segment 2. So you good with the headline here?
Yes.
Okay. So segment 2, how the Sandbox works. So right into process, right?
This is sort of the what's in it for me.
Okay.
Oh,
that's always what people are thinking. What's in it for me, right? Okay. So let's go to next segment, the full weekly breakdown. Interesting.
So this is kind of going through what you can expect to get when you join the Sandbox. How are you going to participate? Explain the competitions, how you win contracts for employment.
Okay. So basically benefits, what you get out of this.
This is kind of like your FAQs.
Right. So similar to an advisor, if you schedule an appointment, you get this, and you're creating a value stack. Here, she's trying to explain, if you join the Sandbox, this is what you get.
Yep.
Okay. And she keeps pointing towards getting clients, getting paid, making more money. That makes sense. And now this particular submission is going to be, you're going to have more opinion on it than I am, because this is more towards your specialty of recruiting people than it is mine. I'm more on the advisor side. So present your pitch. I think this is referring to basically what we're doing today, submitting a audition, big audition.
Yeah,
right?
It starts with creating a pitch video for people in Sandbox are presented with a concept, and they have to present a 1-minute presentation or a pitch video for that concept. And then based on that, the execution, we choose a winner, and then they get to work on that project. So it's sort of like a resume. It's, or not a resume, a
portfolio.
yeah.
Yeah. And they can use that whether they win and get a position with us, or they can use that same video as a portfolio to get a job anywhere else.
Yeah.
So I think that's an amazing value. Okay, so why live weekly selection? I think this is tapping into the competition, right?
Mm-hmm. This is the final cut.
And then advisors and us, we kind of meet before the sandbox, and we select the finalists, and we select a winner over kind of a week-long process.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that this articulates that effectively?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so now we're getting into the value stack. This is something that is your formula, and you teach in the sandbox to our creators all the time. And I think it's important. A lot of us advisors think, oh, my services are unlike any others. But the challenge in our industry is we all offer the same investment opportunities, the same products, same strategies, same investments. Now, one advisor's recommendations may be different than another, but at the end of the day, everybody thinks that their service is like uniquely different than everybody else's, but it's never enough. They never differentiate themselves enough, and they never create enough value to blow that conversion up. Yeah. Like the offer where you just have that feeling at the end of a presentation, man, I'd be stupid if I didn't schedule the appointment.
Yes.
I mean, I'm over exaggerating, but I mean, isn't that the goal?
It's the next logical step in the process.
So I like this one better than the last one from the value stack here, because it goes through weekly rewards. Mm-hmm. Winner gets this prize, the recruiter gets the prize, the winner earns the ability to be hired for a project, become an employee. And it basically is just stacking value on value on value. And graphically, I like the way she did it.
It's really nice.
Yeah, I think this was a really great build here. And aesthetics-wise, coloring, branding.
Mm-hmm. I love it.
Yeah, I think this is I really like this. So next section, build your portfolios and get recommendations.
Mm-hmm. Everyone wins something.
Okay.
I love that.
I'm not sure. I'd probably have to read down here. I don't want to put my glasses on, but get recommendations. I'm not quite sure what that means. Maybe that needs to be better defined.
The language could be...
Well, everybody wins something. So, okay. And then get hired, of course. She just keeps leaning into that value stack, doesn't she?
Mm-hmm. Well, because that's the audience.
Yeah.
The audience. What does the audience want? They want full-time employment.
Okay. So this next section, why SandboX is different, plays on last week where you talked about it can be an improvement on an existing idea. It needs to be something completely different.
Yeah.
I don't know if she picked up on that because she didn't watch last week's episode. She created this before last week's episode.
Yeah.
But I think
she got some coaching.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
And that's what you get in the sandbox. You get coaching.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not kidding you. There's probably $25,000 worth of masterclass training for free, AI software access for free by just joining the sandbox. You'd be nuts, crazy not to join the sandbox with all the value that... Is that a value stack?
Yeah, yes, exactly. everything that we're talking about, you get in the sandbox.
Yes.
And then you get an opportunity to prove your skills and get hired.
And then now we're overcoming objections. Is a sandbox for you? Does this sound like you? Mm-hmm. All of this is great.
Dang, these graphics are killer.
Yes.
You did such a good job.
Anything that you feel like is missing here? I've noticed maybe one, maybe two things here.
More clarity, I think, on the competition side of it.
Okay.
I think it kind of got a little off track.
Yeah, how the competition works.
Yeah.
The other thing I didn't see here, maybe I missed it, but testimonials, social proof.
That would be huge. Yeah, yes, you're right. That is the missing piece.
Okay. All right. So that's submission 2. Let's look at video 3, our final segment. This was our sales squeeze page. This was submitted by Edward. And so let's take a look here. This is about...
This is an advisor's page.
Okay, so this is helpful. If you're a financial advisor, this is an example of an actual sales squeeze page for an advisor. So, or services professional.
Yeah, so what this page is this is the page after they've watched the documentary, they've gotten the information, they feel all emotional, and they've had all their feelings, massaged for their pain and the thing that they want. And then they come to this page, which has one objective. It's clarity on this is the right decision, book an appointment.
Okay. So headline, discover what the great deception means for your retirement. So
before time, taxes, and markets decide for you.
See, I didn't read on there, but it did clarify. What I like about the title is it does tap into a pain point.
And there's urgency.
And there's a sense of suspense, like, what do you mean by great deception?
Yeah.
And how is that going to affect my retirement? Is this something I'm unaware of?
It implants that question in your head. What do they know that I don't know?
And then clarifies it with some subtext. And then here on this particular page, which was referenced earlier, an assessment tool, right? And this is pretty cool. I mean, I tested it earlier today, and I just kept throwing different data at it. But it's super insightful. And what I like about this...
And it's interactive. It keeps people on the page longer.
What I liked about it is every calculator or assessment tool I've used, they want to collect all my data, and I'm like, I don't want to give away my name and email yet. I'm only one segment in. I'm not giving my info. I like that this tool here allows you to use the tool over and over and over again, and never once did it ask for my information. Yeah, I love that. I feel like that
could be a value proposition too. When in your documentary, we're saying, click on the link, go to the page, use the assessment tool, and you'll see for yourself.
Okay, so back to our debate at the beginning of the show. Couldn't this be used as a value add to a live workshop or a live webinar?
Totally.
Like follow up to the meeting, like maybe those people who didn't schedule an appointment, but maybe you have a QR code and say, hey, or in a follow-up email, right? If they came to an event, everyone gets an email afterwards. Here's an assessment tool. Here's some more information. Here's some more value. So the assessment tool is here, and then there is a sales video.
Yeah, and then you could use it as a retargeting.
Okay, so in this sales video, why is this, it feels a little repetitive to me. Why is this sales video here, and how is it different to a close of a workshop or the sales or the wrap up and kind of CTA or offer of a webinar or a documentary sales?
Well, that's exactly what it is. This is the hard close. This is the pitch.
So are you saying that there's a soft close in the original education piece, and this is the hard close?
Because in the education piece, the call to action is go to my sales page to get more information, because you've given them the what, and you've answered all their questions. You've told them that you understand their pain point. You know exactly where they're coming from, and I have the solution for the problem that you have. If you want more information, there's an assessment tool. And then on the page, you have your testimonials, your case studies, all your...
We're gonna go through that.
And then the video is the pitch to book an appointment now.
So
and it gets a little more technical.
Sure, of course.
Because the other one...
So talking about technical, if I use the assessment tool, is there any sort of automation that's tracking if I use the assessment tool or not, in order to trigger any sort of automatic or automated follow-up?
Yes, we could. We can build that in.
So that's a possibility. So that could be an additional advantage.
Mm-hmm.
And tracking, of course, who watches the video, how far they watch. I mean,
yeah, there's some debate on that. We could say the assessment tool to get your answer, put in your information if you want the answer, collect an email, but that's another friction point.
Okay. So we'll flush that out later.
Mm-hmm.
So then we're moving down into the quiet retirement problem. Know it and explains clearly. So I think this is getting people to identify with, yeah, I feel that way. And then it's reinforcing the problem, and the fear and the frustration of the reader. There's a clip that I noticed if you watch the documentary. This is a clip of an interview of a couple that expresses their frustration.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it resonates. If you've watched the documentary, you've come to this page, you remember this interview, and you go back and kind of like I can
identify with them.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can see myself in that position. Okay. So the real enemy, old rules in a new world. I think this is just like salt in the wound, like trying to really push the pain points.
Yeah. This is identifying that old thing that you're in now isn't working. And because we talked about a new opportunity, it's the shift into the new opportunity.
Shifting from
a belief shift
to the new opportunity.
And it's not an improvement on the old thing that isn't working anyway.
And I really like this because there was this really strong case of the problem, the frustration, the loss of money, and then all of a sudden, the actual sales squeeze page shifts to, hey, but here's a solution.
There's a new thing.
There's a new idea that can help solve that frustration.
Yep.
And so then we go to the next section, introducing the lift method. So this is a specific...
This is where we're giving them very specific
solution.
On the what.
Unique sales proposition, the unique solution that's different from any other advisor.
Mm-hmm.
So I love it. And bullet points, all the values of that unique. Why is it different? Why is it unique? Something you haven't heard of. And then the why. Why is this different? Why does this work? I don't know. This one is building section by section, taking me from, I feel this way, but how are you going to fix it? Oh, here's how we're going to fix it. And let me break it down for you. And let me tell you why this fix, this new idea is going to benefit you. I feel like logically, this is taking me through an emotional journey.
It's exactly what it's supposed to do.
And then next session, you may be asking, is this right for me? Now I feel like it's addressing maybe some leftover hangups. Like, I buy into the problem. I buy into the possible solution. Do I trust that solution it really will solve the problem? I don't know.
Yeah.
I got questions. I still got things running around my head.
And this is a good point too. For some people might say, well, I don't have enough case studies or I don't have testimonials. You can do the same thing with a section like this. You can identify and you ask questions that are already rattling around in their head.
I love it. And then what can you do now? So now we're getting into the persuading them to take action, right?
Yeah, now we're getting into the call to action. This is the thing that we want them to do.
And it's not just what the designer and the business owner and the creator has done here, but it's going to even slow down a bit. Here's what I want you to do, but let me roll it back a little bit and reinforce the why. Because if you're still not convinced on the why, then the what doesn't matter. So they're just kind of like...
Yeah, and as we get down the page too, we're building that urgency because that's like why you should act now.
Yes.
And then all the reasons for acting like don't wait.
Yeah, no. I love that. And then combining it with the imagery that where you feel like, they're like me and I feel like them, and which connects to the documentary. I think I don't know. I'm leaning heavy, but this is only because this is taking me personally through. I'm up and close. I mean, this is what we do for a living.
Yeah.
But it's taking, if it's creating an emotional reaction in me and change of thinking in me, I really feel like it's taking the people in the right order, the right journey of addressing the right issues to be the most persuasive. But we'll see, because we did put this to a vote, and we do have to figure out who the winner is going to be at the end of today's show. Then it tells you exactly what you need to do for next steps. Do you feel like there's enough clarity here? Do you feel like...
Absolutely.
Okay. Why is this, imagine a retirement where, and then it gives some scenarios. Why is this section important? Because I wasn't able to answer that question.
Because this is the pre-framing of, you want to future cast. You're I can't think of the word. You're future pacing them. You want to get them to imagine a life where all their problems are now solved. You know, you have more time with your family. There's more freedom. There's building wealth. It's getting them to imagine themselves. You know, like when you go buy a new car, it's like you imagine yourself smelling the leather and driving that new car smell.
See,
like,
even you just say smelling the leather.
Yeah.
Like, brought me back to like when I first got the new car, and you sit in, you're like,
that's really why everyone wants a new car, right?
I don't know, it's crazy. But when I wake up in the morning and I have a new car sitting out, I'm just American consumerism, but like, I'm more motivated to go to work.
Yeah.
Or run an errand.
Like,
Honey, you want me to pick up a glass of wine or a bottle of wine?
Yeah.
Sure. No problem. I'll do it.
Yeah.
Because you enjoy the car.
But you future pace them into the result that you're offering them.
Yeah.
You're getting them to imagine what their life would be like with the thing that you're selling.
And what I like about multiple different examples is it allows multiple people to identify with one or other or both.
It's just specific enough, but just generic enough.
And you do that well in the documentaries where you do B-roll of interviews. So if you don't relate to this couple sitting by a pool, you may relate to this couple sitting in a double wide trailer, not because they don't have money, but because they've lived so frugally, they've invested all their money.
Or different age ranges, different industries, you know, veterans, single moms, you know, older couples, newlyweds.
So
there's
important.
All those groups are going to respond differently to a different message. And that's why, going back to the beginning, why you need a sales page for a specific audience that addresses a specific problem. And that's not to say you only need one. You could have 20. And we have some advisors that have multiple niche audiences, and they have multiple pages.
Absolutely. And there were multiple submissions, just for clarification. Multiple creators created multiple versions of these 3 videos. And we're just looking at the one that kind of rose to the top.
Yeah.
But it's been so much fun going through these 3 contestants that I don't even think we need to go very deep into the tutorial, because you just did.
That was the tutorial. There you go.
You just dissected 3 pages for 3 different purposes for 3 different business owners. SandboX, which is yours, WealthViz, which is mine, the Lift method with the AFI group. So it gave you kind of a wide range.
Yeah.
3 different sales.
And you should be able to look at those pages and instantly identify what audience this is for. And if it's something that you're not interested in, it's not going to resonate with you. It's not going to be that impressive. But if that's the target audience, it's going to answer that question immediately for you.
Yeah, I agree. Well, thanks for hanging in there with us. We just combined 2 segments into one, but it will help us shorten the tutorial section, if not skip it. You'll see after the break, but these are 3 strong submissions, 3 completely different approaches. But here's the takeaway. A squeeze page, a sales squeeze page, isn't about design, which most creators think it is. Oh, it looks fancy and it's impressive. It's about direction. After the break, we'll shift from reviewing to kind of a summary of everything we've been talking about instead of an in-depth tutorial. And we'll break down exactly what makes a sales squeeze page convert and how to structure one that drives real appointments and sales. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
There is a hidden engine running behind the most successful businesses online. You can't see it, but it's the difference between fighting for scraps and being booked solid. One video, one pitch, one opportunity. But right now, the signal is lost. Business owners are shouting into the void, praying for conversions that never come. Creators are chasing gigs, trading time for pennies, hoping for a break that never happens. Stop. What if you could stop chasing and start building? Welcome to the Sandbox. This isn't just a community, it's an ecosystem, a fully integrated machine designed to turn content into commerce and talent into careers. Here is how the engine works. It begins here, with a pitch video. Inside the Sandbox, creators submit their best work, not for a like, but for an audition. Top creators aren't just picked, they are prepared. They undergo rigorous training in our proprietary invisible frameworks, mastering the art of the hook, the story, and the offer.
I used to just make videos. The Sandbox taught me how to engineer persuasion. Now I'm not just an editor, I'm a strategic partner.
Once trained, these creators compete to produce a perfect documentary for a real business owner. This is where the magic happens. For the business owner, this means you stop guessing. You get a cinematic, psychology-backed asset that tells your story perfectly.
I didn't have to explain my vision 10 times. They just got it. And the video they built, it converts cold traffic better than anything I've ever done myself.
The video is published on WealthVids, but that's just the launchpad. It becomes the engine for organic growth and paid ad traffic. And every view drives traffic to one place, your optimized sales funnel, built on the same hook story offer principles. They watch, they learn, they believe, and then they book. This is the conversion engine. Business owners get clients, creators get paid careers. The ecosystem feeds itself, and we don't hide the secrets. Inside the Sandbox community and on the Sandbox podcast, we teach you exactly how to build this engine yourself. Whether you want to build your business or build your career, you can't do it alone. You need the engine. If you're a DIY business owner, learn to turn your content into a perfectly engineered documentary that fills your calendar. If you're a creator, learn the skills that the top 1% of marketers pay for. Compete, win, and get hired by the best. The system is ready. The only missing piece is you. Join the Sandbox community today. It's free, but the opportunity is priceless. Visit wealthvids.com/sandbox. Or if you're a business professional or financial advisor and you'd like to work with WealthVids directly, go to wealthvids.com/clients to sign up.
All right. Welcome back. Now we shift from critique to construction. And as I said before the break, we kind of deconstructed and reconstructed in the last segment. So
Yeah, that was our mini tutorial.
it was.
And we're going to go deep next week. But
So can you do me a favor then, instead of doing a long tutorial of the essential elements of an effective sales funnel, can you just give a summary framework in 60 seconds, a summary framework of your methodology on a good sales squeeze page? And then we'll get to the most important part of today's episode, and that is announcing a winner of our contestants who submitted these sales squeeze pages.
yeah, absolutely. Well, everything we've discussed, a sales page has one objective. You don't want to get them confused. You want to clarify your offer. You want to build trust, handle any objections that they might have, create a sense of urgency, and then get them to take action. And every sales page, this is actually a formula that we use in everything. All of our social media covers this. The documentary covers this. And then the sales page really pushes it. We want to build that trust, create that urgency, why now, and get them to take action.
I love the way you break things down into formula. I just wrote down offer, trust, objections, urgency, and action.
That's it.
Now I can fill in the blanks, but you already did.
Yep.
So we're gonna leave it there. So that's the blueprint, and rewind it if you need to see that breakdown in real world examples, as Brian did in the previous segment. But we've covered what makes a sales squeeze page convert and what separates structure from decoration, which is a huge hangout for most marketers around the world. They think if it looks good, it's persuasive and effective, and it's not.
No.
And I have to suffer a moment and say, how many podcasts, YouTube videos have you watched? When you look at it, it's like, wow, that's an amazing setter. That looks really professional. But then you get into the content and you're so bored, 2 minutes, 3 minutes into it.
Yeah.
You're out.
Or this isn't for me. Click.
Yeah.
I'm not the audience. So
yes.
you want it to look good, but it also has to function well.
Have you ever been excited when you wake up on Christmas morning and you see like the biggest present under the tree? It's like, I want to open that one.
Yeah.
And then you open it up and it's like a box in a box with like a pair of socks.
Yes.
You're like, oh, man.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what a lot of marketers do.
Yeah.
It's like all sizzle and
no steak.
no steak.
Yeah.
But it looks cool.
If it doesn't convert, then it's a waste of time, right?
It's so true. But that's a problem of the human ego. Like, oh, but it makes me look good. Like, I feel good because it makes me look good. And that's just a waste of money. If you want to spend money on looking good, go out and buy a nice car or a nice watch.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't waste it on marketing. So absolutely. Okay. Well, after the break, we're going to head into the final cut, my favorite part of the show, where we announce the winner of the best sales squeeze page this week. So stay with us. We'll be back.
Creators want opportunity. Advisors want trust, not cold leads. WealthVids connects both. Inside the SandboX, creators are trained, mentored, and challenged to become elite storytellers, turning complex financial ideas into content that educates, entertains, and persuades. For financial advisors, WealthVids replaces outdated sales tactics with cinematic documentaries that build authority, attract the right clients, and turn attention into booked appointments. Creators gain real skills, real income, and real career paths. Advisors gain credibility, connection, and clients who already believe. Different goals, one powerful system. Welcome to WealthVids, where storytelling builds trust and trust builds growth.
Welcome back, and this is the final cut. This is the part of the show where we go over the 3 finalists, the one sales squeeze page that was built to truly convert. And now it's time to announce our winner. Envelope, please. All right.
And
Edward Gillian from the Dominican Republic.
congratulations. I was rooting for the sales page.
Yes.
2 reasons. One, it did have the biggest emotional impact on me. And then I had the bias.
Yeah.
Now, luckily I didn't get to vote, but because it is for a company I work with, I was also hoping that.
And it definitely had the most persuasion in it. It had that, it was a complete story all the way down.
Yes.
And it went from point 1 to point 2, just flowed really nicely. So great job, Edward.
Absolutely. Congrats to our champion, Edward Gillian for the Dominican Republic. Your sales page wasn't just a great looking page, but it was built with intention. That's what separates decoration from decision. But here's next week's challenge for all of our SandboX creators and potential creators that we're encouraging you join the SandboX. Remember, it's one thing to critique a sales squeeze page. It's another thing to build one from scratch. That's the challenge. Join the SandboX, build one from scratch for you, for an existing client, for a hypothetical client. It doesn't matter. Just build something for your portfolio that's persuasive, that makes people want to hire you because you put all the ideas that you learned today into a single sales squeeze page that is persuasive to our judges. So next week, we're raising the bar, and your challenge is create any sales squeeze page that is convincing with all the elements today, real or not. Give us a submission, join the sandbox, and submit it in the sandbox. But don't forget, it's not a website. Don't have the navigation. Have a single call to action. A sales page is a conversion-focused tool for a single behavior. And in next week's episode, we're going to take a deeper dive into the formula behind a successful sales squeeze page and the psychology and the mechanics behind all of it, what makes a compelling, persuasive, highly converting page. So if you want to move from theory to mastery, join the sandbox, start building today. Go to the website, wealthvids.com/sandbox. And until next week, go build something. Join the sandbox and launch your creator career today.
Go build something.